Thanks, Madam Speaker. I have a motion, and I think clerks may be putting it on the table. Yes, I think they're putting it on the screen just now. That City Council direct the City Manager and CFO and Treasurer to report back to the July 14th, 2021 City Council meeting on an update of the information included in the long-term financial direction, which shall include, and I hope I can consider this read so that I can speak to it. This is asking that within that long-term financial direction that we really update these revenue-related matters, the comparison of property taxes in major cities and the GTAs, an update on what we could capture if we had permission for a municipal sales tax, what we would capture in the updated economy, particularly given that that economy is largely online now, even though our Main Street small businesses need us. Most of the revenue that is swirling around the economy is actually happening virtually. And of course, the issue of the long-term approach to our municipal land transfer tax. Madam Speaker, I don't think that right now, at the 11th hour of budget, is when we make these decisions. It certainly isn't going to set us up for the next 10 years when we need to be mature, consensus-based in how we approach this, and really sustainable for a good decade. We're heading towards a time when we get stimulus out the door, when federal and provincial governments across this country will all be focused on reducing their COVID deficit. Municipalities are going to have to be very, very standalone and strong in what they do. We're going to have to be very clear on those things that we partner with. As the largest city, we're going to need a place at the table with the federal government to do some of those things. But I believe that we need to step outside of the budget process and at the middle of the year, wrap our heads around a policy that we can all get behind and really richly communicate to our residents. Will sustain us into the future. Will take those who have actually benefited during COVID because they're invested in the right things and have them invest in a way that helps those who desperately need our help in this city. Those small businesses that are suffering, all of the residents that are unemployed. We need ways to deal with that. But deciding it right here and now without rich discussion and consensus building amongst ourselves isn't how we do it. Publishing that report on a Thursday and the council session is on Tuesday, and with respect, because the mayor supports my motion, but with respect, if that report comes out, a press conference from the mayor and we still haven't talked to one another, we're going to do what we usually do. We're going to have a big polarized fight and it's nothing. But if we ask for a really detailed report from our staff, and then we begin to discuss with each other our financial realities, and we walk into the council chamber with not unanimity, of course, that never happens, but some consensus about the way forward post-pandemic, financially, and especially with respect to revenue, we might achieve something that will be thanked for a decade later. I always ask questions about debt per capita ratio and the debt ceiling. All of those economical questions, I ask them not because I want to incur more debt, but I think we have to be honest and realistic with ourselves. Moody's and S&P both have said to us, you get a gold star for keeping a debt ceiling at 15%, but your ceiling is artificially low. You have a lot to do, a lot to address, and you're not capturing the amount of revenue you need to do it and still have a 15% ratio. With respect, the deputy mayor's questions are wrong, because if you are raising your revenue and then deciding to do more and incur some debt, but still maintaining the ceiling, that doesn't affect your credit rating because you've done the responsible thing. You're still able to make principal plus interest payments on debt, but you're doing more to get the city you need and want, and you're being fair about who pays for it. That's the conversation we need to have. I hope you can support having it in July when we're outside of this budget pressure cooker. Thank you, Madam Speaker. Those are my comments.